Hi there, in this video we're going to explain how to get from the Cadiz cruise port to Seville by train.
You've noticed that a lot of people have been checking out our website page about this trip, and we thought a video for others might be worthwhile to do.
Not only will we show you how to get there by train, but we'll show you a little bit about Seville and getting around and give you a couple of tips.
We were on a transatlantic cruise operated by Norwegian Cruise Lines, and one of the ports, in fact the first port stop in Spain, was Cadiz.
We decided to forgo the cruise ship tour and do this ourselves for two reasons. One, because it was cheaper, and two, we didn't really want to be stuck on a tour and wanted to do our own thing at our own speed. You can see that Seville is quite a ways away from Cadiz.
It is 121 kilometers by auto, and since the train parallels the highway all the way there, it's roughly the same distance via train.
Yeah, somewhere between an hour and 30 and an hour and 45 or 50, depending on the train that you take.
Exactly. Seville has been a place of interest for me, and I've managed to get Celeste enthused about it as well since I first began reading about it in various history books and literature books, because it's been occupied by a number of invaders over time, including Romans, Visigoths, Muslims, and it was finally liberated from the Muslims during the Spanish Reconquista in 1248 AD. Each of those invaders has left a mark on Seville, but the Spanish monarchy has created a number of beautiful palaces, churches, other structures, and beautiful parks.
Our ship arrived at around 7 a.m. We were allowed to disembark between 8 and 8:30, and the Cadiz train station is just adjacent to the cruise port.
Yeah, not even a half a mile, a very easy walk.
We were able to walk into the train station and get our tickets that day. In hindsight, we might have booked in advance to avoid the stress of getting the tickets that morning. There were a number of people in line, and we wanted to get on the first available train. So as the clock was ticking, it got a little bit stressful.
It did. In fact, we were worried we weren't going to make that train. We were the last people to board, as a matter of fact.
The Cadiz train station offers two methods of purchasing tickets, one being the ticket counter method and the other being the automated ticket machines. You can book in advance online. However, if you miss the time frame for the train, you're going to lose your money and have to rebook when you get there. So we did not book in advance. One of us went to the automated ticket machine. I think that was me. And then Terry waited in line. The line was moving very slow. They were having a lot of difficulty with payments. And then I tried to use the ticket machine, and our credit cards would not work in the machine because we needed to have contactless credit cards at the time, and we did not. It was a good thing that we took this strategy since our card didn't work on the machine. So Terry waited in line, but again, things were going slow. The clock was ticking, and in the end, they couldn't get our credit card to work either, and we had to use cash for the trips, which luckily we had some cash.
So there's a good tip right there. Always have some cash on your person. You never know when you're going to need it.
In Europe, we tend to carry much more cash than we do when we're at home. So there are multiple trains that run every day.
Yeah, our research showed that there were 14 plus trains between Cadiz and Seville every day.
When you're booking the train, there are two different destinations that you can go to. One is San Bernardo and the other is
Santa Justa, the main Seville train station.
Now, San Bernardo is a little bit closer.
It's quite a bit closer. It's less than 1 kilometer to the Plaza de España area, where the Santa Justa train station is approximately 2.5 kilometers from Plaza de España.
And we chose the San Bernardo stops. It's important to note that some of the trains will not stop in San Bernardo and will go to Santa Justa direct. So be aware of that when you're booking your tickets. So when you get to the San Bernardo train station, it's just a short stroll over to the Plaza de España.
Right down Avenue Portugal.
You can see how beautiful the plaza is. It's huge.
Yeah, the whole thing is just jaw-dropping. It's incredibly pretty.
Just this view was worth the hour-and-a-half trip up there, I think.
It was indeed.
One of the things to keep in mind is it's really important to have a mapping app or some kind of paper map for navigation. I know today most people have their phones. Make sure you have the ability to use data in the country that you're in on your mobile phone plan.
Yeah, the Plaza de España area is quite large. Seville is a big city, and without some kind of mapping aid or guide, you're going to have a problem.
Due to our limited time in the area, we did something we don't normally do, and we actually rented a horse-drawn carriage.
The area around Plaza de España was so big that we thought if we rode around the area in a horse carriage, we could see more of it, and we did.
And it was something like $50 a person. They will haggle with you.
Yeah, they will bargain. In fact, we talked him down. His first offering was pretty expensive, and we said no, and he said, wait a second, and we got it for a cheaper number.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, your mileage may vary.
When we exited the horse-drawn carriage, we exited near the Real Alcazar of Seville, which is the royal palace.
Yeah, our first thought was we wanted to see it. It's easily one of the top, if not the top place to visit in Seville. But there were already 15,000 people waiting ahead of us, and we didn't have advance purchase tickets.
So tip, get your tickets in advance online.
And you can get in front of all those people who are waiting to buy a ticket.
They have tickets, they have audio tours that you can purchase, and if we would have done that, we might have been able to see it, but because of the line, we weren't able to wait and get it in within the time constraint that we had for getting back to the ship.
Yep. We walked by the Cathedral of Seville. It's a beautiful building. In fact, it's the largest Gothic cathedral in the entire world, and the third temple in size after St. Peter's Basilica of the Vatican in Rome and St. Paul in London. Once again, it required tickets to enter, and we didn't have them.
We travel through, we make mistakes.
And hopefully we learn from them.
And then we do videos to help you not make the same mistake. So there's a lot of other things to see in this city as well. You can see some of those on the map above. There's more than you can really see in an afternoon. The Maria Luisa Park, we ventured through with the
horse-drawn
carriage. There's the Archivo General de India,
which contains all of the archives from all of the Spanish colonies throughout history.
The Hispalis Fountain,
the Museum of Arts and Traditions of Seville, and of course the Royal Alcazar of Seville, the big one.
And I'm sure there's a lot more. In the end, were we glad we did it? Yes. Was there enough time to see everything? In our opinion, no. I think we would go back again to see those things that we didn't see. I think we made the right choice for our particular case on our trip, and we really wanted to see it.
Yeah, I mean, we've always joked about a cruise is nothing more than a whole bunch of linked day trips, and that's really what goes on. You can't get too much time in any one location, but you can have a good time skimming through.
Yeah, and we don't do cruises all of the time because sometimes we like to immerse ourselves more into a place. But this was another trip on our list, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was educational and enjoyable.
So we took a fairly early train back. It was around 3, I think, because we wanted to make sure we were back in time.
Yeah, it's always better to give yourself a little bit of a cushion.
And we were able to stop in the town of Cadiz and have some tapas before we boarded our ship.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day, and we decided that we'd earned a bit of adult beverage or two. We hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for watching.